Okay, everyone. I want to welcome you again today to the UI UX Masterclass Day 2. So, welcome everyone. So today we are going to dive deep into UI UX. I'm going to show you some tools we use to design user interfaces. Before softwares. So, a quick recap of what we did yesterday. What we majorly yesterday we focused on the UI UX aspect. I showed you the design process and how you can go about using this process to create your own do how to do your research, how to what are needed, your user persona and stuff like that. For your next product. So I explained to you the benefits and the importance of what a product designer is and who a product designer and what is the main importance that is to solve a user's problem. That is the main importance of a product designer. Actually, I showed you this is my day one of our class. So today we're going to be diving deep in. I'm going to show you some tools we use to sketch, make our low fidelity in our user interface, and you know another tool that I use to make my high fidelity wireframes, or better still, my user interfaces and put it like that. Okay, so let me quickly minimize this. All right. So the first tool I have here is Escali Draw. There are other tools like this. There's another one called Mari. Yes, I think Mari or Mori. Yes. So this tool I use it for rough sketches. You can you shouldn't use it's not a must. You must use an online a tool like this for your sketches. I believe you if you have a pen and paper and you can draw a rough sketch or your low fidelity wireframes, on paper and before moving everything to your desktop, which is much more preferable. But I like to do my things, and save it on my system. So that is just my own preference. So this is a Scali Draw. Very simple. It doesn't really require much. This is uh, a two by hamburger menu, to show more options that you can do. And here is where we have some tools. So like if I click right now, I can hover on this canvas, this empty canvas. I can draw whatever I want to draw. So let me start by drawing the shape of a rectangle. So just tap and you draw. You tap and you draw. Drag and draw. It's a very easy tool. So the next one is a rhombus. In case you want to draw a rhombus, if you want, you can use this tool to make your flow chart. It may not necessarily be a user flow chart, but you can use to make a flow chart. A circle, same thing. Um, I can change the background of the circle. Excuse me. I change the background of the circle to have a different color. I can customize the color, how thick it is. So and stuff like that. I can. How do I want this? Do I want it to be stroked or cross-hatched or feel like everything everywhere is not? It's not the background. The background of the shape is covered. I can increase the width of the border of the circle, not only circle, even rectangles too. You can change the stroke style. Don't want to be dashed, it should be tiny dash. The sloppiness of the border of the circle. So there's a lot of things I can do with this too. But majorly I use it for my sketches and to map out some things and my flows to draw flow charts. So today majorly I want to just show you a simple way to do a sketch. I want to do a rough sketch now. Let's say um I want to do a let me say a simple login page for an application. I drag my rectangle. Oh, sorry. I'll have to remove all of this. So I'll take it back to normal. break to fill, no background, stroke black. So for instance, let's say this is our phone screen. It may not be the definite size, but you get the idea. It's our phone screen. I can make the edges, a little bit more squared instead of having a little bit of bevel or round at the edges. So let me just say for instance, this is our phone screen, and I want to make a login page. So let me just come here and type a text login page. Login. There's login page. I do this if you want to, but I just like to keep this my things organized. I like as if I'm drawing on paper, you know. So so I have my rectangle here, a sample of a page, a login page on an application, a mobile application. So this is a sketch. So basically, I said you don't need a lot of information or details in this sketch. So I can simply pick up a rectangle and say, okay, this is my login box. I can make this one out the edge to be much more rounded if I want. I can duplicate it by pressing Ctrl D to duplicate. Ctrl D, sorry about that. Ctrl D to duplicate. So let's say this one will be my email and this one will be my password. I'm just guessing. Then I want a button. I can change the color of this. Let me say, but my sketch, I like to just keep it one color, monochromatic, black and white. Just that's all. So, so that is my color scheme. Sorry about that. Let's continue. So, for this button, I can change the background color. So not the stroke color, the background color. So come here and choose black. Yeah, that looks good. I can highlight it. I can bring it down. A simple sketch. Doesn't have to be too much. Let me say I want something to be here. I want something to be here. Most likely a logo of the application should be here, something like that. Then we're like, yeah, that looks good. I believe this looks good. I know this is button. So this is a rough sketch. Way to make a rough sketch. Way to make a very, very, very rough sketch of a login page. And it sends the idea. I know what I know. I think now I have a full sense of what I want to see. Maybe I can even add a line. I'm going to use a line to represent, some text that I want. Maybe if you're not signing, you can register. Be just a text. I'm going to use a line to represent that. I don't have to start writing all those things out because this is a sketch. So can use the squiggly line, sloppiness. Will that work? No, 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 not this. Sorry. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. Leave it at that. So basically, I have achieved what I want to achieve. I have login page. So there's a lot of things I can do. I can do with this. I can do with this too. Create my sketch for my applications. I can save this. I can export it as an image. I can do live collaboration with other people. So this is a very, very good tool to draw your you sketch for your application or your next product on. So it's just a sample. It's an example. I believe I have passed the actual concrete information. The other tools here, yeah. So maybe this is an arrow pointer. Maybe I want to describe something or I want to show a direction of what this does. I have the paint tool. Maybe I want to draw. Okay. Let's for instance. Let me say this. Let me just write something. I'm using mouse so it won't be possible. Sorry about that. You know what? I'll double tap on the screen. Email input. See? Right anywhere, you can just double tap on the screen anywhere, and a cursor comes out, and you can type whatever you want to type. You can change the font family, you can change the alignment of the text and the layers. So, but this all this will go into details when you go into full, with us on this UI UX course. We show you everything you need to know how to go about this thing. But I'm just going through the basics so you understand. Okay, yes, this is a tool for this is a tool for this. The things that we use this to, what we use this tool to do. Yes, exactly. The text, this is an image. I might want to insert an image here, but for now we're not going to be doing that because we are just making a sketch. So this is a very good tool. The name is Excalibur, Excalidraw. Excalibur. So feel free to test the tool out, try and see, and if you can even collab. If you have any more question, you can ask. You know. So we'll move on to another tool of mine, which I use for my high fidelity wireframes, which is the name is Adobe XD, Adobe X Experience Design. Some other um Some other designers use Figma, which is good too. I believe Figma is even better than Adobe XD. Yes, I have to say it. Yes. Some people use Sketch. Some people use. There's a lot of design tools out there currently in the market, and all depends on what you want to do. But for now, for this masterclass, I believe um, the uh, the XD should be enough. So I'm going to go on to the main thing we want to do today. So I have a folder here which contains the OPAY application. So what I want to do is today I'm going to be showing you how to create a your high frame uh, your high fidelity wireframes. Sorry, while still also making a clone, a design, a redesign of this application. So I have the onboarding screen, or they call it the splash screen here. This is the OPay splash screen. This is the first screen you see when you open the app, the application. And I have their login screen here. Now, now we're going to be redesigning this login page and this particular screen. Yes, we're going to be redesigning this screen. And if there's enough time, I can show you how to prototype too. But majorly, I just wanted to get the concept, the idea of designing a high fidelity wireframe. So, without further discussions, I have the assets here, the IOPay logos, the NDIC logo, the Nigerian flag, and the CBN logo. So, by the end of this course, I will bundle all of this, and I will send it to you so you can practice on your own whenever you are free. And if possible, I'll send you a download link too for these applications so that you can have them at your own, on your systems. Now, to go on with it, we have our Adobe XD here. So I'll walk you through the interface, how it looks like, what is it. So let's move. Let's go on. This is splash screen, okay. All right. So first of all, you notice you can create a new file here, or you can open an existing project. So, but what we're going to be doing today is we're going to create a new file, a new file. So here are different kinds of, let's say, screens you can make. You can still different canvases you can start with here. So screens you can start with rather. So we have the iPhone 14 Pro Max. We have the web screen of 1920 pixels. But we're going to be using the iPhone 14. I think iPhone 14 is a very good screen size. Yeah, 430 by distance. So we select that and give it a bit of time, and I think it should load up. Yes, we have our iPhone 14 Pro Max screen. So once you do that, this is the first thing you see. I'll go step by step to explain most of the important ones first. Most of this, what you see on your screen. So if you follow my cursor, look at the top here. This particular bar is what I call the menu bar. The menu bar. Now, If you've used other tools like Microsoft Office, you know that a file is definitely to show you more options on getting a new file, to open an existing file, what's your recent files, and exporting and importing, save as, a lot of things. So this maybe we still will looking at some of the things here, but most of these things we will not be um, going through everything because it will make this video very long. But rest assured that the basics, the fundamentals of the design will be passed on in this video. So I want for now I'll be designing and explaining as I go. So looking at this side here, this is what I'll call the toolbar. Do I call it toolbar? Currently we are on our selection tool, which enables us select items on our canvas, on our screen rather. Yes, this is what it does. It's also called artboard. Yes. So it is an artboard. The first page and is or a first artboard. So this is selection tool, helps us select things on our screen. So now the next one there is the rectangle tool. As you've seen in our escalate draw, rectangle tool basically simply to draw rectangles on our screen. Doesn't do much. Yes, draw different shapes, different forms. You can still draw a square. You can draw a square, same width, same height. So basically that what rectangle tool does. Next one there is the ellipse tool or circle tool if you want to call it like that. You can draw ellipses of every different kind of size, ellipses with the same radius all around. So I think all these are self-explanatory. So the next one is the triangle tool. Hopefully we will not need the triangle tool, but basically that's what it does. You can draw polygons rather with it. I think it's called a polygon tool. Yes. So you can draw polygons with it. Now moving on, the next one is the line tool. You can use this tool to draw lines on your artboard. See, as simple as that. The next one is the pen tool. The pen tool. Now, this pen tool enables. I use it I use it majorly to create custom designs, custom icons, or custom elements. Yes, something like this. Something that you can't you might not be easily get with the rectangle tool, but you need it. You can use the pen tool to draw your own shapes or whatever that you need. Another example. So going on, we have the text tool. So let me delete this. We have a text tool. Um, it's a simple tap anywhere on the screen, and you can begin to write whatever you need. And the next one is the artboard tool. If you want to create another artboard, simply drag it take it as another screen. That is all. But we will not be doing. I have where I do my own thing, but this will come in handy soon. And we have this zoom tool. The zoom tool. One tap to zoom into the screen, and control tap. Sorry, control or shift. I think you can only zoom in. There's no way to zoom out. But you can also click, drag on the section to zoom into that section too. Maybe you want something like this here. You can zoom into that. Well, let's without much further ado, let's go in. Let's do something. Let's do something. I think this are once you get this, and also this particular place. Now, as a design, I will still explain to you what this area is for. This area is for the properties of the shape, Maybe you want to add a background color to the rectangle you've just drawn. You want to change the height. You want to change the opacity and a lot of things. So we'll be testing all of this. I'll be showing you as I go. Now, on the first screen we want to work with is the screenshot. The splash screen. The splash screen. So for easier reference, I will just you know pop that in here. Exactly. I can easily come here. Okay, now look. Okay, let's do an example. So this is an image is here. There's no problem with that. So this is the width. This transform tab, I call it transform tab. It shows you what the width and the height and the position it is on the screen. The starting position is on the screen, but that will not be important for now because we're mostly going to be dragging uh, the items around rather than editing it directly from here. But here I want to edit the width, the height. So let me just bring this down to, let me say, 500 or 600 pixels. See? So now that we have that settled, I'll zoom out by pressing Control and minus on your keyboard. Right. So I will double tap here on this artboard, double tap it, and I will rename it to splash screen. I rename it to splash screen. Now I'll be doing things slowly as I go and explaining as I go what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why I'm doing most of these things. Now, the first thing I see here is we have a, what, let me start with the color. The color, background, our background color. So once I tap on my artboard, it's highlighted. You know it's highlighted now. I look at the properties tab. It shows me some specific information about the uh, the splash screen. I get the layout. This we'll talk about this later. We get the screen. We don't need this for now. What we need, our major is our appearance. Go down to the appearance tab. Now tap the fill. Tap the fill. We are going to be taking the color. So there's this tool here called we can change the color directly from here. We can try to get this opaque color. Yes, in between this, that is a lot of work. There's a lot of work. So what I'm going to do is there's this tool here called the eyedropper. So what this tool does is once you select it, you can pick a color from anywhere, and it automatically give you the exact color, the color you're looking for. And as you see, as you have seen, I picked it, I tap it. Let me go down here, which is black. I tap it, it automatically changes to the color. From that, it takes the color from that image and fills our artboard with that color, makes the background that color. Now, let me just quickly copy the OPAY app color, right? That's good. So that's pretty much fine to me. Yes, yeah, it's good. So the next thing I want you to do now is come down here and press save, plus rather. Now what it does is it stores that particular color. It saves it for you. So you don't have to go back and start copying color. So whenever you need something else, if you're working on something else now, okay, let me just quickly draw a circle here. A circle here. Now I come back to the properties tab, go to the appearance, the fill. I can just easily come here. See? It's here. And I tap it and immediately it fills that circle with that color. Okay, now that's out of the way. Let's continue. Okay, now we have our screen. We have our we have our background set. Now another thing left to do is, let me start with the logo. Uh let's go with the hierarchy. Let's start with the logo. Now I have folder here of the OPAY logo. I'll just pop that in here. Okay, that is good. Have the logo. But you see that there's a white background. So how I'll achieve this is by quickly tapping on the ellipse tool, holding down my shift key on my keyboard, click and drag, click and drag to get a perfect circle. Forget about the size for now, it doesn't match, there's no problem, we can always resize. For now we have the circle. So coming down to our property tab, which is this particular area, property tab, I will still go back to our appearance. Now I don't want this circle to have a border. I know you can't see the border. Let me increase out the border now, maybe, so that you can get a feel of what I'm talking about. This is the border, and it's a gray, some form of gray. Same thing. But I don't want my circle to have a border, so I can just tap here to remove that border, so you don't see it, you don't notice it anymore. Now, what I'm going to do now is to drag this logo and place it on top of this circle. On top of this circle. But you see that unfortunately I brought in my image before I drew the circle. So for me to bring this to the front, just on top of the circle, I can simply right click on this element, right click on the image. And if you look at all the things we can do here, at the bottom or close to the bottom, we can see what? Bring forward. Bring forward, that is, bring one step forward. Bring the item that we have highlighted one step forward. And if we do that, you can see that we can put this on top of this circle. Now, from here, what I can do is just easily resize, simply as to fit it in, and resize the circle too to match, something that looks like the original as much as possible. As much as possible. That looks pretty good, I think. I'm holding my shift key to have a perfect resize of the icon, the logo on it. I think that looks good. That looks good. If you're not satisfied, all you can do is you tap on the image, then you tap. Let me zoom in so that we can focus on this well. You tap on the image, you tap on um the circle at the back, the white circle at the back. Then these tools here, now I'm going to explain what this tool does. These two, these two here, okay, this first two is to align vertically, to align items vertically. So if I the first one here is to align at the top, so anything at the top, that is this image now, will go to the top of the circle. Are you seeing? Align to the bottom, the image will go to the bottom of the circle. Align to the center, it keeps it, that is vertically, to push it to the center. Vertically push center. So let me just make sure you in more detail. So let me say this image is here. I highlight the image and I highlight this um the circle. Now I move the circle to the top, can you see? To the bottom, then to the center. Vertically is aligned to the center. Now this other part, these three parts here, is to align your items horizontally. So align to the left, obviously it's now at the left. So let's move it to the right. Move it back to the left. Are you seeing? Now this is now to align it horizontally. So it will bring it to the center of the circle. And this is a perfect alignment right here. So since we have this in place, I will just quickly want you to go here, holding down your shift key. I want you to select these two um, items. I select the logo and I select the white background. And what I want to do is to press, or rather right click after selecting them. How do you select? There are many ways to select here. You can drag from outside the screen, not on the canvas. Don't do it on the canvas. You can do it on the canvas, but most times there may be other elements and you may get confused. So from outside the screen, just drag over that element. Are you seeing? Then you can right click and click on group. So now those two things become one. And whenever I move them as one element. Now good. Let me just group that, group together. So you see now I cannot, whenever I'm moving all the logo, both the image and the circle that I've created together as one. Since we have that, I'll just reduce the size a little bit together and I'll keep it. Now the next thing we have here is we are beyond banking. It's a text. So I go to my toolbox, I choose the text tool, and I double tap and I begin to write. We are beyond banking. Fortunately, I couldn't get their font, so I'm going to be using some of my own font on my screen. Now I'm going to show you how to get uh, your fonts. Now this text, if you come back to the property tab here, you see you have another tab called text. Another tab here called text, where my mouse is. Now here I can scroll down and see other fonts on my system. But for this tutorial, this masterclass, I'm going to use a font called Poppins. Yes, I do. I like Poppins. It's one of my favorite fonts. They're using my design. Now I've chosen my font called Poppins. This second one here is for the size of the font. If I increase this now to 25, I press enter, you see you get the font here gets the text get bigger. So basically that is, so then here is to change the font weight. The font weight. So currently it's in regular. I have thin italic. I don't need it. I'm trying to achieve something like this here. So I'm going to make it bold. I think that is extra good. I prefer bold. So let me just keep it at bold. Yeah, I'm going to keep it at bold. Now I'll keep it at bold. Now next I want to do now is the color. So I scroll down to the appearance tab. Right here I see fill. I click on this gray box here, and like the same method, the same trick I showed you. I'm going to select the color from the screen. So I move in and I select, and I think I will save this because I'll be using the color again. So not bad. At least we have something working for us. I believe. Yeah. So you're not far off now. So all we need to do. The system, my PC is getting low. But that's not a problem. So what we need to do now is the license by the CBN and insured by the NDIC. So I have our images here. I have the images here. So I will get right to that. Yes. So if you just give me a moment, let me fix my